Yeah, this is Point Blank, coming in hard and off the car on the midnight hour, burning that oil. And tonight we're going to talk about something because this is, the heat from the street, the facts, the crackbacks, and the boom bip to them lying ass lips. This is PBN Point Blank National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is what we must do at all times. It's very important that we understand this in all ways. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we look at the boom bip and the lion ass lips, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is PBN Point Blank National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. And the facts, crackbacks, and the boom bip to the lion ass lip. Now, today we're going to talk about what's going on in the Gaza Strip. And it's very important that we understand that we've seen this before. Many people was not born at the time, and many was and still is around, isn't they? But one thing we do know, when you look at the Gaza Strip experience, what's going on in more ways than one. Let's go back to the Vietnam War and the protests that took place on college campuses against the corruption and the garbage that was going on in Vietnam. The murder and the massacre of the Vietnamese people in all ways. We see that in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? It is the same thing that is going on right now. Where it isn't the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? Now it's what? The Gaza Strip, which had probably been going on around the same time of the same thing, because it's been 75 years of this bullshit that Netanyahu is supporting and carrying out, the destruction of human life in genocidal ways. Now, when you look at Richard Nixon, he was doing the same thing. When the people protest, they were all saying that the protesters were this, the protesters were that. They were saying a lot of things like that about the protesters at that time. Now, even in that situation, when you look at Richard Nixon and what he was doing in this situation, he was killing American people. He was killing the people of Vietnam. He was allowing the war to carry on, just the same way that LBJ lied under oath, you know what I'm saying, and said, and actually extended the war, another probably 40 years with his crazy behind. But Richard Nixon, when he came in, he did the same thing during the Vietnam War. And Nicaragua and different, a whole lot of different stuff that was going on, not just in America, but South America as well, and all over the world. When you look at what's going on now with the people protesting in these college campuses, this was the same thing that happened then. And then Richard Nixon had the audacity, not only did they assassinate John F. Kennedy, but they also, Richard Nixon, he also had what we call the plumbers. And he was plumbing American people and, senators and people who didn't agree with him. Same thing we see with the World Trade Center, when the World Trade Center got blown up. You know what I'm saying? Even prior to that, we had Dick the Nut Gut Cheney, Dick Cheney, and we can call him Dick because he's a dick. He even shot one of the senators and stuff that was supposed to be on a hunting trip with him. You know what I mean? All in the same token of the wickedness that we see abounds us. This is something that they have been doing a very long time. You know what I'm saying? People act like it just started yesterday. But Richard Nixon was doing it, and a whole lot of other people are doing it. A lot of people are dying every time they decide to go up against the demon democratical machine of wicked behavior, of satanic bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It is satanic in all ways, and we know it. There's no reason for them to create no state in Egypt of a land that do not belong to them, but a land that belongs to my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? The Palestinian people have been there longer than even their behinds. Well, that jackass Yahoo and his Zionist way and his Zionist bullshit, you know what I'm saying, is in there doing garbage. And when anybody don't agree with them, you could expect that they're going to do this. And this is how we know that what's going on in the Gaza, in the college campuses, over what they're doing to the Gazan people and Palestinians and so, we know for well that they were doing to African people. You know what I'm saying? The Ottoman Turks, you know what I'm saying? The Arabs, you know what I'm saying? And even many the British, the French, and American, and all of this were supporting this war. Biden was a part of this setup. You know what I'm saying? He was a part of the same shit that we see going on now that was going on a while back. You know what I'm saying? He supported it and he also helped to create it. So why in the world would he do anything to stop it? We know America can stop this right off the top. Ned and jackass Yahoo can be removed. You know what I'm saying? But creepy Joe Biden cheated his way into our election presidency using the Electoral College and their wicked, beastly Zionist groups, you know what I'm saying, to cheat his way into our election to cause and let all this havoc and garbage go on. Not that it wasn't going on before, but now that we see this attack that they claim was an attack by Hamas, you know what I'm saying, which Netanyahu probably set up so he can destroy the Gazan people continuously. Because whether Hamas is constantly attacking them or not, there is a reason for that. Because look at what you did to the people for over 75 years of this. Using all these different nations to come down on the Gazan people by giving him weapons to support his war and murder these people right before our very eyes. Same thing we saw in the Vietnam War. There was no reason for them to be in Vietnam. There was no reason for them to be over there getting involved in a civil war that was taking place between the North and the South. But yet still the French went in there to support the tyranny of the group on, I think it was on the south side or whatever, that was coming down on their own brother, trying to put this dictatorship because they were in bed with the Zionists, these crooks, Biden, and all the rest of these motherfuckers that was in our government probably at that time, and even still now. So while the French went in and did what they did, they were murdering the people over what we still don't know. Ask any group of Vietnam veterans, you know what I'm saying, what was the war really over? You know what they're going to tell you? I bet you any money bet they're going to say it was because that Ho Chi Minh or whoever they was going to war with on that side was communist, when they were seeking a socialist way of life and independent from the tyrant south of Vietnam. Because remember, they split the country, the British or whoever split the country into two. Same as they did in India. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of this faction that we see is was created by them. You know what I'm saying? The Zionists has been going around doing this a long time. I knew about the Zionists since I was a young teenager and even younger, of the garbage that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And many other groups, you know what I'm saying, that were involved in the wicked behavior of what we're seeing today. So it's not ironic that we see what is going on. But what is crimes against humanity have been going on a very long time. It's been done against the African people, and my ancestors and many others don't think that these wicked beasts mean any good to our land and our country. The only thing they care about is what they can take from people, invade, murder, and kill, so they can constantly have what we call blood spilling on the land. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this a very, very long time. The only difference is they have put it into what we call suits and wear. So we have to be very understanding of this war, and this war cannot go on. We must stop these wars on this land, and we must fight for the Gazan people. Any group of people that would starve or raise the people literally to death is one of the most heinous crimes against humanity that we can face or see. This should not be. You know what I'm saying? They're killing babies, they're killing women, children, old people, they're killing everything that this mob, and then arming the citizens of his so-called invaded state, you know what I'm saying, which is an invasion and occupation, and they're dressing up as soldiers and steal, and not only is they're stealing and taking pictures of the, like the woman said, of the sheeps and different things, and then going back and say that the people stole from them, when that's the people's livelihood. So they are committing all kind of genocidal crimes of humanity and the wickedness of the evilness of the Zionist wicked group, or whoever they are, saying they're Zionists and taking advantage of the world that we live in. We must start to fight back no matter what the consequences are. You know what I'm saying? You should understand this by what happened to the African people as well. This is not something that they have just done just only to the Gazan people. They have done it to many races of people. Vietnam proved that. Ask the Vietnam people how many people were murdered by their hand. You know what I'm saying? And we still see a connection of leadership over there that is still, to me, not on the basis of the people of Vietnam. They were murdering them, raping, killing, treating them like as if they didn't even have a life or a human being or some kind of human, we should say a being of humanistic on this here planet. We all are a product of that. You know what I'm saying? African people are the original people from the very beginning. But that doesn't mean that they will not be harmed by the wickedness of these people. You know what I'm saying? They are going to try to destroy anything they put their hands on, and we must understand that. The fight must go on. We must not back down now. This is a fight for humanity in all ways. You know what I'm saying? The liberation of African people in itself must liberate themselves from any garbage that's within Africa that is led by outside influence or outside beings. You know what I'm saying? Don't act as if like the Arabs or original people of the land. Now, what I don't understand is why they have more influence in certain parts of Africa that there shouldn't be, just as we see in Sudan and many Congo and many other places, even Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? They have been in Rwanda and all kinds of stupid genocidal shit that they have had their hands in, even when it came to Aristide and many other things like that. You know what I'm saying? These people are wicked in all ways. This is why they put up 6 Baphomet statues in front of 6 state capitals. This is your demon, democratical demon shit. It's not ironic that the name is spelled D-E-M-O. You know what I'm saying? See, and if you add I think if you add a F and an N, you come up with the word demon crowd. And then they're going around talking about this spreading democracy. So at the same time, they was doing the same thing back then with Richard Nixon, and on and on and on. This is something that the demon Democrats do. And even if they have to, do bipartisan or switch sides, cross party lines, and even have taken over the Republicans to make the Republican Party seem like a clown show, you know what I'm saying, in all ways, such as what we see going on with Donald Trump. But as we see, Donald Trump is a hero. He's a martyr, he's a hero, he's everything in a president that you should want. He cares about the people in all ways. He's not going to let us down, and he has not let us down yet. So our support for this president must be stronger than ever. At the same time, the people have taken on to their own hands to protest against the wickedness of these Zionists. They must be removed from our country. There is no way that these people can continuously do the things they do. Why would the British and the French in the Ottoman Turks and in America, and even Arabs that were in the land at the time, you know, do this type of shit in Egypt and take over Egypt as if they created it at all. So we know for well they did not have anything to do with that, and everything about their religion and all types of shit is a lie, a full-blown lie. And they've been using this lie for many years, you know what I'm saying, to commit atrocities in our world. Until we understand that this must come to an end, this will go on. So the protests that we see on campus by many of the students and many people must stay strong. There is no backing down now. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to clean out our world, then we have to stand for our world. If we continue to let these tyrants and these devil worshippers and wicked beasts control our land by simply just killing everybody off that don't agree with them, then we have allowed this to go on. If we're going to fight, we must fight to the very end of our lives in all ways. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and many other elected officials must be removed. Pelosi is a part of this whole shit. This is why she did what she did when she set up the whole thing we seen at the Capitol Hill. That was all set up by Nancy Pelosi and Chuck the Duck Schumer and many others, because they knew the wickedness that they have been doing for many years is now starting to show in all ways. So they are making moves in order to call themselves, setting up their little new world fuck-up order in a Zionist, wicked, beastly way, even using celebrities, rappers, actors, and many other things in our country to influence the mind of children while they destroy children. You know what I'm saying? Even using their so-called woke bullshit. And they know it's a bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because even the deceiving of children's minds by putting drag queens in the school to read stories to them. What kind of fuck is that? This is the same as what we see, and even across many places, and then wanted to spread it all across into Africa and everywhere else. Why would they do some bullshit like that? Because simply they live in a chaotic world. You know what I'm saying? When you look at their satanicness is based on chaos. You know what I'm saying? Just like they say with their hell shit, even inventing machines to alter our world. We must now fight that in all ways, no matter what the consequences is and no matter what our lives is. If we're going to correct and fix this world, then we're going to have to make great sacrifice. There is no backing down now. So we must choose the right path in all ways. You know what I'm saying? We must fight to the very end. And I'm proud of all the college kids and many other people that have put their life on the line for this fight of the Gazan people. But it's not only Gazan people. We are focusing fully on that because that must come to an end. But we are fighting for the world that we live in to take it back or to run out these tyrants from our government, from our land, from our country, and from our world. There is no stopping it now. This is what they like. They like chaos, murder. Remember Ram said that in the very beginning when I started doing many of these lives, I said they love chaos, tyranny, treason, in all ways. They don't care. If they care, then why aren't they listening to what the people request of them when you said that they're elected? If they're elected, they can be removed, and we must remove them. There is no way for Nancy Pelosi or any of them, Nancy Pelosi, done saying them, to be still in government up to this point. They know for well their shit is on the line because that's why they are so on Donald Trump's neck. They want to keep the tyranny and the wickedness going while they tell you lies, while they tell you sweet lies of truth, but they are lies. You know what I'm saying? But they use the format of the United States to look clean, to look smooth, while they're telling you one thing that is not what they're doing. They're doing it the absolute opposite. You know what I'm saying? And murdering and killing, thinking they're doing under the guise of hiding it under the shadows. But now we have seen directly for the first time, in many ways, in this new generation and this new time, that we have come to light to see the wicked hand of who you elected. Joe Biden has been a part of this all along. This is not his first time. You know what I'm saying? He has been in it when he's a senator and all these different things. He has been supporting the Zionists. He has helped create an invasion into Egypt, Africa, you know what I'm saying? On the Gaza Strip, which is still Egypt, because all that was Egyptian's territory, and we know it. You know what I'm saying? But they have invaded, killed, murdered black people off the land, and were continuing to do it even in the movie that was given out that we saw of the movie called Darfur. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time, because we're not over there. You know what I'm saying? And then have the audacity to be murdering the health workers and the people who are bringing humanitarian aid to the people. They want to control the flow so they can starve the people to death. They want you to do this, they want you to do that, they want you to do some check-in, like the woman said, within 2 hours to prove what you are doing, and want to prove that there is no weapons being smuggled into the Gaza Strip. But yet still you continue to bomb and kill innocent people, even babies. So we must fight. We must fight to the very last. And we must continue to bring aid to them. The world they must be exposed. The world must expose them for every single inch of crime that they are committing on African people, as we've seen in Darfur, and the people of Rwanda, and the many Africans who have died under the hands of these Zionist beasts, because that's what they are. They are no more than beasts. Same as jackass Yahoo. You know what I'm saying? They have done every trick in the book, fought many wars on our land of Africa in order to control that region. That region must be retaken, and they must be removed. The whole world must move now as one. All those who have the conscious understanding of life and humanity must step forward. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to back down off minds. You know what I'm saying? It is very sad to see this happening to the Gazan people as well as African people. You know what I'm saying? All over the world. The world must wake up to the biblical, the trueness of the true biblical people of this land. You know what I'm saying? Stealing our shit and remixing it. That's all they do. Everything you see they have took it from the African people, you know what I'm saying, in many ways, and remixed it to make it theirs, and then give it back to you as if this is true. You know what I'm saying? Even when we look at many things that the General Sarah Sultan said he is saying, it's true in all ways. This man have lit up the world with knowledge, and we must seek that knowledge out and get it into our head so we can remove the beast influence on our people and the world as a whole. The Zionist has been wicked. The Zionist wicked behavior has now shown its true colors. You know what I'm saying? Who in the world would put 6 Baphomet statues in front of 6 state buildings in the South? You tell me, where is this coming from? And then got the nerve to bring forth a fake-ass pandemic in order to jam the people, because they know full well they're being exposed. So they'd rather murder us off, you know what I'm saying, rather than be exposed for the beast and the wickedness that abounds there. So in all ways, the fight must go on. Do not back down 1 inch. Stay there. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he's talking about defund the police, but using the police against the college kids when they are protesting against a wickedness of wicked satanic worship and garbage that we see is coming down on the Gazan people. This man is murdering the Gazan people by 33,000 babies, mothers. Oh my goodness. And the blood cries from the earth. We must take this back from them. They have no right, and they never had a right in order to do this on any part of our land. And all 34 nations in the criminal organization called NATO must be checked. We must pay more close attention in all countries of the wickedness that they're doing, because when we're not there in those countries, you know what I'm saying, they are tyranting the people, they're killing them off, they're doing everything they possibly can to maintain their NATO connection and their wickedness to this so-called New World Order. Why you think Biden would sign and bring into law an executive, what do you call it? The executive order that he signed of the Article 2.13, the quarantine laws. And when you look at the quarantine laws, it is straight Gestapo garbage, which means they can lock you up indefinitely in a concentration camp. These beasts has brought concentration camp right here in the United States by signing that Article 2.13. We must wake up. There is no time to just sit around anymore. All voices must be heard. All voices must be brought forward in order to us to straighten out what we see is going on. There is only one way. We must fight, because these beasts has the power of executive power. This is what we were talking about during the election, to not vote for this fucking idiot beast, bum-head, log-nut clown you call Creepy Joe, fucking stinking pedophilia, bum-ass, broke-back bitch, Biden. Trump is the hero, and he always will be. It doesn't matter what they say about him. He's a hero, and that we must stand for. Now, when it comes to the Gazan, we must not back down. We are all heroes in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Even listening to many of what you're going to hear me put up, you know what I'm saying, and you listen to it, has shown the true power of the people. You know what I'm saying? This is why they're trying to murder off all the healthcare workers and any humanitarian aid workers and reporters. When have you ever seen this other than the time of Richard Nixon and many other so-called wannabe fuck-up presidents that we have, to where they even assassinate one of the greatest presidents at that time, and he was a demon Democrat, just like them. And they murdered this man because this man was talking the truth, and he was showing the true power of a president. You know what I'm saying? His name was John Fitzgerald Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? They are full of garbage, and we must wake up to this now. So this is point blank on that.